What's up, folks? I'm Sean, the Average Angler, coming at you with another great video. Today we got something a little bit different, hoping to kind of help you guys out that might be a little confused on gear. There's so much gear. There's so many lures, there's rods, reels, lines, so much of it. So I've picked out three. That's three must-have rods. Okay, now I'm not trying to sell you my brand or anything else. You can pick from whatever brand you like. This is what I fish, so this is what I have to show you, but I'm going to tell you why I picked these three, okay? Because I think that's important to help you understand what all the differences are in these rods, and then we'll kind of go over the reels and why I choose those, and so forth and so on. New to the channel, you like this kind of content, appreciate the effort I'm putting in, hit that subscribe button down below. We bring you all kinds of content, new baits, small company baits. We've recently had a great one that everybody's really loving and have a lot of success with. We do reviews, and I tell the honest truth. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't owe anybody anything. I just give you the goods as I see it. Okay, it's my opinion. It doesn't mean it's golden. It's just my opinion. And I will tell you, I watch a lot of other channels, and I like watching other channels. They got a lot of good stuff on there, but there's a lot of brand biased channels out there that don't really look at all the different stuff. And I don't look at every single rod and reel. It would be very expensive to do that since I have to pay for it. But today we're going to cover three really good ones. I think it will help you understand a little bit more, okay? These are three rods that I could do almost everything with, minus the specialty things like bigger swim baits, okay? And you all know I like throwing swim baits and glide baits. So I'd be a little sad. I can use a lot of those. I have a spinning rod because we all need a spinning rod. This is an Irod Air 722, okay? It's a medium spinning rod. I can do about any finesse type tack that I need to do with this. Drop shot, Ned rig, shaky head. You see on there, that is a Bass Pro Shop Sticko, and it's all torn up from my last trip. You can do light top waters. You can do smaller crankbaits. What I rig on this is braid to fluorocarbon leader using an FG knot. Okay, there's videos out there on an FG knot. Even I did one. I wasn't the best, but I did one. I tried. I'm an old man. What can I say? I have a Shimano Vanford, which is a very good solid reel on here. They're about $249. You don't have to buy the Vanford. More or less what I'm getting at is the size of the reel. I like a 3000. It balances well with bass fishing rods. Okay, this is a really light one, very dependable, and there are other rods less expensive than this Irod Air that you can get with the same action, okay? It's a 7'2" medium. Affords me, I can wacky rig, I skip docks with it, I do all kinds of things with it. And if you're new to fishing and you don't know how to use a bait caster, well, that's the place to start. There is a reason to get into bait casting because it really affords you a lot more control on your cast, and you can throw bigger and heavier baits. So it is important to learn. One thing that does make the learning aspect a whole lot easier is getting a quality reel, okay? It doesn't mean you have to spend a ton of money, but get a quality reel. And one, like a Daiwa Tatula. The other one I really liked that I tested for a while was a Shimano SLX DC. Phenomenal reel, okay? I was really impressed with the SLX DC. I think those two are about the same price. Not really sure, but I think they're in the same general category. And look, prices are probably going to go up here pretty soon because anything made in China, even if it's from a Japanese company, the prices are going up. The hookup tackle just showed the price increases for Daiwa. This past week I saw a video, and man, it's like 30 to 40 bucks per rod, per reel. So it's a substantial amount of money. Trying to grab the next rod here. Okay, next I have, this is an Irod Quercus. It's one line down from the Air, and this is a 733V, medium heavy. Okay, the V stands for vibrating jig. You'll see on here I have a little Finesse spinnerbait. This rod is good for pretty much all reaction baits. Okay, I can crank with it, I can throw spinner baits, buzz baits, I can throw top waters with treble hooks, whopper ploppers, square bills, deep diving crankbaits. You can do a lot of stuff with this, and the difference is it has a little bit more of a moderate bend. That means through the rod blank down here, it bends deeper into the rod than a fast action. So I believe this is a fast moderate, if I'm not mistaken. So it has a deeper bend. That allows the fish to eat the bait a little bit better because the rod is bending more. It also helps us fight the fish when the fish jumps. If the rod's good and bent, it has more reflex to keep that fish pinned. These are baits that, in order to fish year round and be effective and toss everything, that we want to have. Now, another bait that I could throw on that one, or the spinning rod, is a underspin, right? Something like this, or even a ball head. The underspin, I'm probably going to lean towards the casting rod. The little ball head there, probably going to lean towards the spinning rod. Moving on, that's 2 down already. Look how fast we're going and covering some information here, huh? All right, both of those, by the way, the reaction rod, let's call it. Line is a little bit more difficult to choose. On a lot of that stuff, I really like throwing fluorocarbon. However, fluorocarbon sinks. So not the best thing if you're using a topwater bait. So you have 2 choices for a topwater bait. You can either go braid, which floats, or you can use mono, which also floats. And quite honestly, I used for the longest time, and Berkeley Big Game or Yozuri Hybrid, both very, very strong lines, and they're very good, okay? And they're inexpensive. That's the beauty of it. I think 12 bucks you get 600 yards, and the Big Game might even be less than that. Our third and final rod, and I know a lot of people are probably thinking I'm crazy saying I can do all this with 3 rods, but let me tell you, I can do it. We are doing it, and this little Flag 170 right here, I can throw on this next rod, and I can throw a 3/8 ounce jig. I can flip with it, I can pitch with it, I can throw bigger top waters with it, I can throw A-rigs with it, I can throw smaller glide baits with it, up to like a 6-inch, whatever the Chad from Spro, I can throw that on this rod. I can throw buzz baits again, heavier stuff. It's really kind of endless what we can do with this. And this is an Irod Quercus 744. And here the name says it all, okay? Bass Warriors Workhorse. This rod was designed to be a workhorse. It throws all kinds of stuff, and quite honestly, I've been messing around with this as a frog rod, and I'm really, really enjoying this rod as a frog rod. It's almost endless. I can flip with this, I can punch with it. Is it ideal for punching? Well, probably not ideal, but it's a 1/4 to 1.5 ounce rating, and it handles up to 1.5 ounce just fine. If you can only have a few rods, or if you're new to the game and you're looking for something you can cover a lot of things with, hey, this rod right here covers a whole lot. So it is a 7'4" heavy action rod with a really good 10 to 20 pound line rating on it. And I can do all of that stuff with that line weight, okay? Right now I've got 15 pound on here. I do go up to 20 when I'm flipping and punching. I prefer fluorocarbon. That's just me, depending on what I'm throwing in. Most of the times I like to punch grass, so I don't have to worry about some of that other stuff. If I'm getting into vines and all that, then I may go to 25 pound. And there's times when I'll use braid, so yes, I will. But I don't need to, and I can do a lot of this other stuff with this rod, and I've only got 3 rods, and I can do almost everything in bass fishing with the exception of some of those really heavy, bigger glide baits and swim baits. I can throw quite a few different swim baits on this, from line throughs to mag drafts, and I'd probably throw the 5-inch mag draft on that 733V, but I can throw the trash fish, right? I can throw all kinds of stuff. I think you guys get the point. It's a very versatile rod that you can do a lot with, and I believe you can find something in just about every company. You can do the same. I'm an Irod fan. I've been fishing Irod for the last year and a half. Their rods have done me really well, have had 0 issues, no breakages, nothing, and I'm not the most gentle guy on my stuff. Oh, we were gonna go over reels. All right, so I've got a couple different ones here. Here's your basic Tatula, okay? I think they are, maybe still are, in that $159, $169 price range. I believe the SLX DC somewhere around there also. If you're new to the bass fishing world or bait casters, I'd suggest the DC. It just helps with the backlash aspect a little bit more. For the more advanced angler and not average like me, this reel here is a Shimano Bantam. It is a 1-piece solid aluminum reel, less flex from the reel point when you're setting the hook. What I like about this reel is for pitching a bait and accuracy. I don't know of anything better. The line comes off of here so smooth and so quickly. I'm very, very accurate with it. I like to put them on rods. I want power, okay? This one happens to be on that reaction rod because it's a 6.2 to 1 gear ratio. This is my lower speed reaction rod. I have 2 of these. The other one is a 7.3 to 1 or 7.2 to 1, something like that, and it is a Tatula. I just put this on here because this is my slower speed, okay? Different times a year, I kind of switch back and forth and different things I'm fishing. For the new guy, 7-speed reel is generally where you want to start. It's the most versatile. It kind of covers the most things. You can slow down, you can speed up to kind of do what you need. So if you don't have a ton of reels like I do, I have enough. I got 20 reels over there. I can swap out in between rods with different line on it and stuff. So if you don't have that luxury, the 7-speed reels is where I would go. All right. If you have questions, drop them down in the comments below. I'll be sure and get back to everybody with the best of my ability with good information. I'm Sean, the Average Angler. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.